You know, you'd think you'd be feasting on something very delicious here in Patch Notes. Thanks, Watchdogs. And then you have to say thanks again when you're joined like this in their actual media outlet. But thankfully, you're here and you're at the MacGyver 7 channel. Today we're going to be covering the new patch note for PlayStation 5, all the consoles, PC, and everything underneath the sun that relates to this game. It's very unified. I just get frustrated because Ubisoft does a poor delivery of it, but I'm going to do a great delivery for you today. Well, let's go ahead and jump into some gaming news, shall we? As we come down to the new package of the 2.20 that's going to be globally fixing down to the load times of what actually comes down to the exit the menus, you have issues that have the same game corruptions, as well as what happens during the uprising missions where they're loading back into the games. These are things that are across every single console, and consoles have been updating alongside what's happening. So it's just update city. I understand it's confusing. I would be too. I want to eat my Thanksgiving dinner, y'all. But I'm here, and I'm doing this all for you people, because you are the best. United we stand as gamers. So, as Xbox One starts the optimization points into the S series as well, they will be doing the reduced instability during the certain missions among them for the Justice and the Claire in the open world. Also, on top of the game crashes that were the scrolling in the team lab, the main menu also has an unresponsive portion when quitting the single player. Crashes also had to occur during the auto driving when inside of the town and the bridges inside the Alabon mission. Also in the increasements of optimization to improve the stability of the improvements in performance and reducing crashes. Now the Xbox X and S in its general standpoints, as these get a little bit more of a increasement into the next gen of today's gen, they have fixed issues that have where the crash switched between non-English and English text, and that totally sucks when you're trying to be a little bit more, I guess, cultured, or just trying to see what you yourself, as I zoom in so everyone can see this a little bit better, are just trying to have as your home team's language. It's kind of cool that they fixed that. I would be frustrated if I couldn't read that and play my game. I'd be like, oh man, that's a bummer. But moving on past that, PC comes into a nice little chunk of fixes before we get down to the PlayStations. Now, where the manual saves and the button for as far as the pause menu has now been added, which is a lot easier functionality for as far as what you can bring into. You can also see that you have the same situation of despite the players being able to complete the necessary activities during the Borak. That seemed like it was an issue that was globally fixed, but there was also some things that they needed to re-illustrate within PC, it seems like, that were probably a little bit different. The issues that allowed the players were in the loading and saving over the files that were not slotted inside of there playing the permadeath, the enabling of that, and the infinite load screen that would suck. Where we see the issues that could cause saved games to be corrupted after the crashes and freezes, we also see the game crashes alongside the operative dies. CPU optimizations come into the situation where the frame rate was on high for as far as PC and DirectX 12 modes, and the issues that caused games and frame rates to just significantly drop, unfortunately, with the water reflection in the surfaces. And I've always noticed that the water surface in general also looked really weird. Like they needed to do a little bit more optimization. It looks cool, it has potential, but it looks more artificial than anything else. So hopefully this is going to get the reflection surface into dialment and actually see some cool stuff. Leave a comment down below on what you are still afflicted with after this update. I'd like to hear what you guys and gals are actually experiencing, because you're the best collective in order to get down to what actually is happening and what they're going to fix next. Looking at the issues where the operatives have been missing and after the game crash, we also look at the DLS, where they enable a portion of the low resolution. That totally sucks. No pixelization. That's what I want to see. Yeah, right. Anyways, as we see the GIFs go on, as the reflection in the ambience and the optical portions and the surfaces and the scattering portions and the values and the graphics, blah blah blah, what that basically means is probably what I just explained with the water earlier, is they probably did a really good attempt of like making it look good. Is it crisp? You tell me. I'm going to play my PlayStation 5 eventually with that game, and we're going to test it out. I played it on the last episode before they updated, so I'm very curious to see what this update holds. This is a trophy. Hopefully a trophy will be coming into it. But moving on past that situation, an issue where the players inside would situationally come to the Duma demo in the era of the situation of unable to launch the games. The stability and the improvements for as far as the fixes in the games prevented the crashes. PlayStation 4 comes down as we scroll down and we actually see the next level of fixes. PlayStation 4 fixed an issue that could be causing the games to crash for as far as what happens with the model and the loading correctly, as well as the issues that were crashing alongside quitting. And the further stability fixes that basically came in to prevent crashes. Stadia also finally makes the list for joining us for fixes. I think that's still a thing, right? I don't know, question mark. Inquisitive eyebrow, I feel right now. Anyways, moving on. The fixed issues that they had were allowed players were loading and saving for as far as the permadeath. That was a very prevalent issue amongst them all. Ubisoft Plus also fixed the English location for Russian users, and PlayStation 5 development comes into. On the developed portion on Thursday, they launched the 19th, but also another fix that came into it that came alongside was a new fix that came in today. So these issues are now addressed, as we can kind of see, that are ironed out alongside the new PlayStation 5 optimization. So they probably were batting a little bit of racquetball between Sony, but let's go ahead and digest it while we're here. Developed on this 19th, and as they roll it out on today, the fixed issues for as far as the game crashes were the launching, where the setting inside the graphics and the bright were changed. The issues that would cause the game to crash in the main menu, issues that would cause cloud saves and the downloads to fail in the first try. Also looking at the occurrence when the EPC area and the lost in the process mission. Fixed an issue that could cause the longer save times. And that's Ubisoft, everyone, and apparently they only have 17 likes. Fine, I'll give you a like, but I'm not signed up, but we'll just leave that as is. You know, keep doing you, Ubisoft, but make it easier for us to digest. But if you're just trying to, you know, join the network, you totally can. Absolutely free. My name's Mac. I'll see you guys and gals in the near future. And if you're not new to the network, hit that subscription bell, crack that notification bell like the Liberty Bell, crack it right down the center so you get all game-related news in the near future. Have a very nice holiday. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Eat well, have fun times with your family, and just absorb the good vibrations. And I'll see you guys and gals in the near future for more game related news. And yes, now I'm finally going to get ready for my game Spider-Man Miles Morales. That was the community pick. That's gonna be pretty awesome. Stay tuned, everyone. I'll see you guys and gals there.